Hey guys, welcome back to another full review by XOTIC PC. Today we have a new machine by Gigabyte out. It's the P35Xv6-4K 4D, which I'll just refer to as the 4K model. Gonna go over the specs real quick. You can see it comes with an Intel i7-6700HQ, an NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1070 with 8 gigs of RAM, and 16 gigabytes of DDR4 2400 MHz RAM. For storage, it comes with a 512 M.2 PCIe SSD and an open slot and a 1TB 7200 RPM hard drive. Gonna do a cold boot startup test, see how long it takes. And this has been setting over the weekend. It's not in sleep or standby mode. This is completely off to completely on. And I'm gonna stop the timer when the mouse kind of stops thinking that Windows spinning symbol under it. See what kind of speeds we get, and it's going to take about 21 seconds. For this next part, we're going to go through the BIOS, and you can pause your screen wherever you want. I don't really have a whole lot to explain here. You can just pause your YouTube thing if you want to look at anything. Otherwise, we're going to skim through this pretty quick. If you want to skip this, jump ahead by about 20 seconds. We went ahead and ran Valley Benchmark, and during this benchmark test we are going to show some of the sound levels. So from the front near the trackpad you get 52 decibels. In the middle of the back you get about 57, and right near those vents you get about 63. Now keep in mind, obviously your ear won't be next to where that microphone was, so you can kind of judge the noise on your own from there. We also went ahead and got out our infrared gun to measure the thermals. So showing here is the middle of the keyboard, and that's where it's the most warm. Down near the palm rest and the trackpad, those are about just above room temperature. They're quite cool, no problems there. The good news is with your WSAD keys, those are also out of that big heat bubble right in the middle of the keyboard you see there. That's also right where your CPU and GPU are located on the internal of the computer. See, it's really toasty. The back of the screen runs nice and cool, so the screen doesn't create a whole lot of heat. Going down towards the bottom and the back, that's also where you're going to see most of your temperatures, and then those vents also get really hot. And you can see that blowing out across the desk there. That does mean the fans are doing their job, though. That's where you want to see the heat coming out. However, I would not game with this on your lap. It's a little toasty. The final result of Valley Benchmark was 47.2 frames per second, and that's running at 2560 by 1600 resolution. There's a mistake. It looks like Valley does not detect how much RAM is in our video card, and it is actually 8 gigabytes, not 4. We're also running Windows 10. And you can see the GPU temperature right there at 90 degrees Celsius, which is a bit warm, but obviously it works and it's manageable. Like I said, I wouldn't put this on your lap. And then this graph just shows the CPU temperatures during that Valley benchmark as well. Next, we went ahead and ran Crystal Disk Mark, and you can see the scores of that 512 PCIe solid state drive M.2 there, so quite speedy. Then we're going to go over and review the viewing angles of this screen. It has a 15.6 inch ultra high definition 16:9 IPS matte screen. This runs at 3840 by 2160. As we spin it around from left to right, you're going to see that the colors do not shift at all. In fact, they get a little brighter. The only exception I see is down near the bottom. That black turns to a little bit of a gray. And keep in mind that top part of the screen where it's all white, that is supposed to be white. It's not washed out there. That's just the background image. And we're going to close this down and move on to the next part. A lot of people have been asking about squeaky hinges, or how stable the screen is. So I went ahead and did this sort of demonstration. As you can see, they open up nice and tight. There's good stability to them. And I kind of wiggled the top of the screen just to see if there's much bounce or play to it. And there's a little bit to be expected, but obviously not a whole lot. It's an aluminum chassis, so it's a very stiff screen. You can see some of the play between that, and that's kind of a normal opening of it. On the other side, we talked about a Caddy. This has a removable Caddy. So there's a little latch you can slide to the left and then kind of pry your fingers in there and just pull out that CD DVD drive. And there's no screws or anything like that. Just slides and pops right in. And then you can take your hard drive and insert it into this Caddy right there. And then once you reverse what I'm doing and flip it upside down, as I just figured out, you can slide it right in there, and that will connect to your computer and give you some extra storage space. And then to lock it in, just slide that latch back into place. Opening up the bottom of the laptop, look out for that cable on the bottom left that connects your speaker bar to the motherboard. On the left side, we're going to start with the battery. Above that is your 512 PCIe M.2 hard drive, your Wi-Fi card, 2 SODIMM slots for your RAM, your 2.5-inch hard drive, and then of course your CD DVD drive, which is removable now. To go over some other things on the back, you do have an additional PCIe M.2 slot right above that existing one. And then there are a total of 2 SODIMM slots for your RAM. This comes with 16 gigabytes stock, however we can upgrade it to 32. Looking at the left side of the computer, you have your Kingston lock, your LAN port, 2 USB 3.0 ports, headphone microphone ports, and an SD card reader. On the other side, you have your power supply port, your VGA port, HDMI 2.0, USB Type-C, USB 3.0, and a single mini display port. If you'd like to find out more about some of the upgrades and modifications we can do to this laptop, as there are several, you can give us a call at 1-877-289-9684. You can also email sales@exoticpc.com. They love talking about computers. We also have a live chat, forums, and social media where you can contact us. My name's Seth. I hope you guys enjoyed this full review of the new Gigabyte P35Xv6 4K edition. Have a great day.